Eminences, dear fathers, ladies and gentlemen, dear professors, ladies and gentlemen. Let me commence with a small section. The need for having a new personality, from Homo sapiens to posthuman. The rapid development of modern technologies at each level, whether we're talking about biotechnology or technologies of IT, AI, which permit the user to submerge himself in a virtual world, and especially the technologies of enhanced virtual and mixed reality, witness, amongst other things, the need of man to get to know himself better. The technological culture, in other words, is a new great narration of the subject of postmodernity, whose performance is actually witnessed in every form of our daily life, from the smartphones up to biohacking, and from the design of the genome and CRISPR up to the immersion technologies. In this way, this is an existential framework through which the image of the person changes in the image of this civilization. I think that we need to look at the conviction of Tillich that the technological discourse of science, because it doesn't have the overall image of man, such as the ontological reason, projects only parts instead of the whole. According to Stephenson, metaverse is a term that is formed from the Greek meta and verse from universe, which, of course, in the English language, meta can be beyond or something that transcends the term that follows. The second component, which is the second part of universe, means that we are a level above, and it has to do with those universes created by the computer and which joins them. And that means that it brings together all the millions of planets that exist together with the real world. Metaverse is a unique, continuous, and common virtual world where people incarnate their digital form within an internet platform. It is a 3D virtual world which is shown in real time and where we can have an unlimited number of users. Communication in metaverse is, in fact, based on the communication between the interface of brain-computer, BCI, and other infrastructures in the natural world, in the physical world, that is, and communication between the human avatars and other avatars or technological virtual services within metaverse. Through a digital avatar, the users of metaverse can perceive the real world at real time, whilst at the same time they interact and control the virtual world around them without losing the sense of self, which is confirmed with the continuous flow of personal data such as identity, their history, the rights, objects that are of interest, communications and payments. Communicating directly with the human brain, the most complex organ of the human body, the BCI technologies offer the possibility for the most intuitive system of contact between brain and machine that will operate with the speed of thought. His Eminence, in fact, mentioned this before. BCI technologies can permit various innovative applications for the metaverse through this neural pathway, such as monitoring the cognitive state of the user, the control of the digital avatars, the virtual interactions, and communication through an imagined speech, one that does not take place but could have. Metaverse is a religious experience. Now, with respect to this dimension, the virtual reality, augmented reality technologies, in fact, have elements of a technological religiosity. And that means that when the user actually withdraws from reality because they're not feeling represented and in fact withdraws to a technological environment which is constructed on the basis of his desires. Devotion. When they accede to a digital community that they feel as a sworn member thereof. Also, they go without sleep for 24 hours, and there is a fundamentalism in the internet when they're absorbed so much so that this becomes the way that they perceive reality. Especially the immersive technologies can, in fact, depending on the intention of the user, can open a gateway to the Holy of Holies in this individual search quest for values. We can say, therefore, that this quest for a mixed reality of the physical and artificial environment could, in fact, be the possibility to have a second opportunity in this world. So technology actually shows in an unorthodox manner the need of belonging to community, the need to refer to a truth, the need for salvation, the meaning of the finding of meaning, that is, but also to have those scenarios where they are able to combine AI and AR in an inclusive metaverse in order to have prospects in the other world. Arthur Siskov, in fact, in one of the many versions of metaverse, was inspired by the death of his father for the live forever mode. And this is going to be a future function of Somnium space, which will permit people to store their movements and discussions as data and then to copy them as a moving avatar. They speak and they sound as we do, and then can continue to do so a long time after our death. In Sishkov's vision, people will be able to speak with their beloved person who passed away whenever they want. Actually, when I die, people can come, or my children can come, and they can discuss with my avatar and see my own movements and voice. You will meet this individual, and perhaps in the first 10 minutes that you're speaking with that person, you might not understand that this is AI. That's my purpose. One more thing is that it contains images that symbolize a quest. The fact that we are in the age of images, VRs and ARs, this makes image into the new Bible of the illiterate. We have the worship of a self-referential universe, opening up the way for people to bring out the expectations of the subconscious, and confessed desires or innermost thoughts are legitimized through a 3D reality in which they can order. So that means that they offer themselves as an imitation of themselves in a community that lives the same and experiences the same challenge. Can the digital world treat the vacuums, the gaps of this real world? And finally, it creates strong, penetrative, and long-lived dispositions and motives. In metaverse, people can express themselves freely, creatively, compared to reality that they exist in the non-ideal ego, where they are, in fact, denied the expression of their own expectations. So we see that we can give those pilgrims of metaverse an immersive experience through a server that works as a deus ex machina. In this journey, the pilgrim attempts to transcend the universe enclosed within himself because um, they are trying to have a religious experience reflected as a mysterium tremendum and mysterium fascinum. So that means they're in front of the sacrament that makes them, in fact, enchanted, and also which they find that it brings them to a state of awe. So the immersive technologies could be, for the church, a way of reinforcing and improving its pastoral work, giving the members the motive to participate in pastoral work. They could be used as educational tools. There could be the simulation of biblical stories and scenes of the patristic life. So we could, in fact, enter the ambience of the biblical tradition and the fathers. In this context, the applications of AR provide to adolescents the possibility to investigate the scripture in depth, and this could also be used in games and AR activities. In this way, we could actually use it for catechism, and we know that this is very important for younger ages because the will be the use of image, and that will make them understand how to best use technology. It also facilitates the understanding of faith and the teachings of the church to the younger generations, which through the applications meet with in a more exciting manner fundamental aspects of the evangelical word, and they also understand the difficulties of the historical dissemination of the scriptures. At university, it could reinforce the interest of students in research and provide them a better understanding of the historical, social, and cultural factors that are responsible for the mythology, but also the problematic of text. Also, we have to understand cohesion, and I think one of the biggest problems that we have in the day-to-day work is to understand what is happening in the community. So the use of AR and its applications without being chosen over physical settings could be a solution. So we see that AR can provide the possibility of people with disabilities to participate in this. Simulation and training of the new clergy in the pastoral work. The AR and VR technologies could be very useful for the training of new candidate clergy by giving a simulation of real life scenarios for the development of skills in counseling, preaching, and involvement in the community. Of course, there are always restrictions. We should not forget the following. Despite the fact that the algorithms could be successful, there's always the possibility that there is an unknown and uncontrolled procedure between the neural pathways of the brain and the external technologies within the metaverse. So the automatic correction mechanism in the deep learning technology could, in fact, send involuntary messages to the user, and that could be also the avatar continuing to portray a user when they've actually disconnected. So we see the simulation of virtual reality that intend to reinforce in empathy. Also is something that stumbles upon ethical problems which have to do with manipulation and with simulating ethical dilemmas in virtual reality. Also brings about practical challenges. So we could actually see what the risks could be. In catechism, young people, instead of seeing technology as a tool, could depend on it as a source of knowledge. And instead of opening up their freedom of will, could in fact consider that these are in fact, just borrowing knowledge. On a psychological level, there's the risk of AR experiences to open personal interpretations of theological issues, misinterpreting the teachings of the church and creating major problems. The use of AR applications in periods such as the pandemic and of difficult physical conditions or otherwise could be, in fact, a way of choosing virtual over physical. The concerns that I should not be able to shut down my avatar, who can act without my will, could in fact reinforce the virtual over the real relations. And we don't know whether all the members of a parish could have access to these appliances in order to continue. So, in the text of 2020, υπέρ του κόσμου ζωής, in favor of the life in the world, we should note that the main concern of the Church is to strive for transcending all competition between the world of faith and that of science. So we must understand the need of education and the need to fund scientific training. The Church must be vigilant and to see the ramifications of new technologies and to act with sagacity in order to do away with detrimental ramifications. That is why it needs to be continuously informed about the important changes and developments, such as new algorithms in AI and new technical ways of processing the genome. So I think that we must make certain that we can transform each form of creation as a way to refer to God and our meeting with them. The incarnation of the Word did away with the technical dystopia of Babel, and that means that mankind is not endangered by its impasses thanks to the Eucharistic community, and lives united with Christ. So the incorporation of AR in our ecclesiastical pastoral work can create attractive and innovative experiences that promote connection, learning, and spiritual development, involvement of the community, and projection. That means that we can have a broader audience and create meaningful connections. However, we have to be careful in this because we have to take into account the needs and the resources of the community. This is a key for the success and being able to overcome the challenges that might arise.